Hey guys, Gamer 4K here, and today we're going to take a look at something that literally just dropped today. As you all know, I'm a huge fan of the Insurgency mod, Day of Infamy, and today, my friends, my dreams came true. New World Interactive announced today that they would be doing a standalone version of Day of Infamy, and I was lucky enough to get myself a closed alpha key. Now I want to talk a little bit about why I love this game, or so much more this type of game. I grew up on first-person shooters, but the first-person shooters I used to play were all around World War I, World War II, or Vietnam. I loved them. I played every single chance I could get. So to see the first-person shooter genre heading back in that direction with games like Battlefield 1, Battalion 1944, and now Day of Infamy, it makes me oh so happy. To hear that M1 Garand go pating and that flamethrower shooting hot molten death just brings a smile to my face like I can't explain. Okay, enough old man yesteryear's talk. Let's talk about Day of Infamy. If you didn't know, earlier this year, New World Interactive released a mod themselves under the same title, completely free. There are over 100,000 subscribers to this mod on Steam. It was a huge success, which began some internal discussions at NWI, which led to what we have today. A completely standalone game currently running on the Source engine. They've ported over all the maps from the mod and even added a few. On top of all of that, they've added additional game modes such as co-op, some more PvP stuff, and a push-pull type game mode, which is a ton of fun. Now, the thing I don't want anyone thinking is that this is just some reskinned version of Insurgency, because it isn't at all. This game brings whole new mechanics into play, not just from Insurgency, but from the mod as well. There are new weapons such as a flamethrower, shotgun, and even a radio to call in artillery strikes. Who doesn't want to bombard the Nazis? I know for sure they've added in 2 new maps, which should bring the total to 6 maps and 4 game modes. However, I could not find information confirming this, so please take this aspect with a grain of salt and wait for confirmation. Now, this game isn't for someone who absolutely loves really fast-paced shooters like Call of Duty or anything like that. This is more of a slow it down, team-oriented kind of first-person shooter. You really have to work with your team. You got to work with your squad. You got to plan things out and kind of take it from there. You can't just go running around, rushing around, because the TTK, the time to kill, is instant. One shot, you're dead. That's it, unless it's a pistol and you take one to the leg. But the next one's going to kill you. It's just a very slowed down, intense, in-your-face first-person shooter. Now, the one thing I will say is this mod is fantastic. The standalone, whenever I played it in closed alpha, is fantastic. When is this going to release? When is this coming out? When can you guys pick this up, and how much is it going to be for? The standalone version is actually going to be released on Steam in July. Price tag's $19.99. I think that is a very fair price for what you're getting, which is essentially a completely standalone game that they're going to continue to update. They're going to continue to add features to this game. It's not something they're just going to drop and then drop entirely from their studio. They're going to keep adding maps. They're going to keep adding weapons. They're going to keep listening to the community and giving you guys what you want. So I say go ahead. If this sounds like a game that you can get behind, go ahead, pick it up, and have a ton of fun. I know I did. Now, I did want to talk for a minute here about some of the things that I didn't like about the game, that I just think could be ironed out a little bit. And keep in mind that this is an alpha, so I mean, they have some leeway here. This is a pre-alpha, closed alpha kind of deal. Now, the things that I didn't necessarily like, one was the hit registration. I've seen a couple times where I knew for a fact I was on the guy, shot, nothing, shot again, nothing, shot again, he died. All in the same location, he's just sitting there. So the hit registration does need a little bit of work. The other thing that I'd like to see some improvement on is the movement system. Sometimes you can jump and just get stuck somewhere. You'll jump up onto a mountain or a cliff or a rock or something like that and just be stuck where you're at. And I think that, again, just goes back to the whole alpha mentality. This is an alpha. It's still in development. It still needs a little bit of work. And I think we all can understand that. But just some stuff that I wanted to point out. Hit registration's a little off. The movement could be a little bit better. Just getting stuck in trees and things like that. However, for an alpha, I will say that this is a very clean and polished game. I had a ton of fun playing it. I didn't run into that many bugs, except for the things that I've already mentioned. And I think those things are going to work themselves out. However, I did want to mention them just to kind of give a little bit of feedback on the game and a little bit of feedback on the alpha. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this episode. I wanted to keep it a little short and just kind of get this out there for you guys. If you liked this episode, make sure you leave a thumbs up. If you didn't like this episode, I completely understand. Go ahead and drop a thumbs down. Let me know down in the comments what you guys thought about the game so far, and what mods do you know out there for any game that you'd like to see turned into a standalone version. Alright guys, thank you very much for the support. Have a good day.